writing. 32 or 42?
32.
32.
Alright, so yesterday, everybody looking up this way. Yesterday we talked about voice in our writing, and we watched our little video clip and saw how one person had two voices, and then you guys did your emails with two different voices. Keeping in mind that our tone and voice changes depending on our thoughts, our feelings, our purpose, the message that we're trying to get across, and our audience. And our audience. And yesterday we changed our audience, which changed our voice, right?
Yeah, like our best friend and principal.
Yeah, best friend and principal. So today we're going to look at having our purpose change or our feelings change more than our audience. So our feelings are going to change today in our writing. I want you to keep in mind that voice is demonstrated through diction and syntax. So the words that we choose and the way we write our sentences. So when we're thinking about syntax, we're thinking about a couple of different things. We're thinking about word order. And in the English language, last Friday we were writing our different kinds of sentences, and we talked about sentences following subject, verb, object, subject, verb, complement, word order normally. But occasionally you can change that to an inverted word order. So instead of having our objects come first, we could have our last, we could have our objects come first. Bored I am. Who does that sound like? Yoda, alright?
Oh.
He speaks with an inverted word order, opposite of what we normally do. What is the purpose of that for Yoda? Like what are we trying to show?
That he's smart.
That he's smart, that he's wise, because he speaks differently than everybody else. So that would be one way to look at syntax and how syntax can change to get across a particular purpose. And for this case, it was to show his wisdom, right? Another thing that we look at with syntax is the length of sentences. So are they short? Are they medium? Or are they long? And depending on the message you want to get across, you're going to change how many words you put in a sentence. Are you going to get to your point quickly, or are you going to draw it out? You're also going to look at whether or not you're using simple sentences, one subject, one verb, one complete thought, or if you're using complex sentences where the message becomes a little bit more convoluted. It takes a little bit more to get to the message that you want to write. Okay? So when we're looking today at syntax, we're going to be thinking about these things. And with word choice, we're going to be thinking about the things that we have, the connotation of the words, the imagery that the words might develop, and that sort of thing. Okay? Clear?
No.
As much. All right, so this is what we're going to do. In your book, on page 32, you guys are going to practice 3 different writing styles for a feeling. Only one at a time, so don't move beyond the first one. The first one we're going to do is mad talk. So you want to think about a situation that makes you angry.
No.
I want you to visualize that situation, think about what you would say, and it needs to be at least 2 or 3 sentences to get across your message. And in that mad talk, write down, in that visualization, write down what you would say in that situation. I have one criteria on this. You cannot use curse words. And it's not because I'm necessarily against curse words. This is why though. It's more than just school. Curse words are meant to be exclamatory, but they're often used as adjectives. And as an adjective, they mean nothing. They're not really descriptors. And so they're not really efficient or effective in getting our message across. So that's why we're not going to use them, okay? So if you were wanting to put a curse word somewhere, you need to come up with a real word that gets your message across, because that's diction, word choice. Understood? All right, so.
You should make that look like a quote from Yoda. Like draw the line.
I'll
We're
draw
talking
one.
backwards like
Okay.
that.
Bored I am.
But yeah, I don't know if he said it. I don't think Yoda would ever complain about being bored,
Yeah.
because he's Zen. All right, so mad talk. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes to visualize a situation in which you would be angry, and in that very first box, write down what it is you would say in that situation.
So will we like capitalize like you were talking about like an
Yep, do all of the things that you would visually do to show your anger. Alrighty?
Lacey, everyone. I got floppers. And like, I got her some tropical seeds.
Why is it
I had like tea, like I get like 5 million, and I was like,
Oh my god, that's Paul's mom. That's Paul's mom.
Alright, again, if you're writing, you can't really be talking, so you visualize, and we're writing. Visualize, write. Kind of working through by talking for a second, now write it.
I put bid
Yeah, just what you would say. You're writing just what you would say in that situation.
gosh, nuggets, Dad. Miss Holt, you don't understand. Just because I'm talking in class doesn't mean you can email my parents. Story of my life. That sounds exactly what I meant. Hey, did you hear Coach Richie yesterday in the game, Jaden? I'm gonna write that down. What are you doing, Jaden? His voice was hoppy too.
Try to do more than one sentence, because one sentence isn't gonna quite get you what you need out of this, because we're analyzing syntax and diction. So a couple of sentences to kind of see where you're at here. That can be your math song.
Funniest thing ever.
Nah, he was extra hot whenever Draymond won with the team.
Oh my God. So what are you doing, Jaden? Why didn't you read that guy?
He's like, I ain't putting you in the record.
Haley, I seen a poster in the volleyball court.
And actually, I'm gonna ask because
Don't say you got leave me alone. Get out of my room. Don't say leave me alone. Get out of my room.
Oh, man, you don't go.
That's from me.
I'm seeing most people have got 2 or 3 sentences, but a couple just have one. I need more than one sentence there, because you're not gonna be able to do
I
what
got
you
mine.
need to. Take about 30 more seconds to finish up. Just take a pause. It was 100 that second time, right? That's what we saw? 100 that second time.
Wait, what?
Alright, so I think everybody's done, so I want your attention back up here. Everybody look up here. Alright, so this is my mad talk. Really? Can't you see you're slowing everyone down? You're in the fast lane. It's for passing, not a Sunday drive. Move over and get out of the way.
You
I
sound
feel like you said it on
Alright.
Saturday.
What?
It's
I
not
feel like you said it on Saturday.
So that's Saturday. Alright, so let's look at this. We're gonna look at how did I get that mad voice out in the way I wrote. Obviously, if I say it, I can say it with emotion
Or
and
punctuation.
inflection and
Yeah,
that sort of
because
thing.
you have that
So let's-
exclamation point and then you have the.
Okay, so let's look at punctuation.
She said, really?
I used exclamation points, right? And I used more than one. I used, how many did I use? 2, 3. So that's a lot more than a normal conversation that you would have with people, right? You don't exclaim everything, but when you're mad, you do. What else do you notice?
Big words.
Big words.
And then you put that
Big
last
words?
name. Like you laid it out.
Okay, hold on a second. He said big
Capital
words, so
words.
listen, that brings me to the next point. Listen, big words. When we look at that, is there any word in there that has more than 2 syllables? No. Alright,
Passing.
so one of the things about diction is whether or not you use a lot of monosyllabic, 1-syllable words, or polysyllabic, 2-syllable or more words. If you're using words that are 1 and 2 syllables, you're staying to pretty simple language, aren't you? If you're mad, do you want somebody to get caught up in the words you use or the message? The message. And so the message is going to be clearer because I'm using words with fewer syllables. Alright? So they're not big words here. These are all words that are short in length. Alright? And then somebody said, I've got capitalization.
That's what I meant by big words.
Oh my gosh, and Marcus, even before I got there, I have a rhetorical question, right?
Yeah.
So in my rhetorical question, do I want an answer? No. And what is the message I'm trying to get across with that? I'm kind of saying you're an idiot. Because I'm asking a question that I don't want an answer to because I don't have any respect for you. So I'm kind of saying you're an idiot in using the rhetorical question. Alright, look again. Now I want you to look. Is there one word or phrase in there that gives you some imagery?
Move over, get out of the way.
It's not.
Sunday.
It's
Sunday
forecasting,
drive.
not a Sunday drive.
Alright. When we say I'm going for a Sunday drive, what do you visualize?
Cruising down the street.
Cruising down the street.
Am I singing?
Yeah, alright. So, in my Mad Talk, we've looked at syntax and diction. Diction, by imagery. Some of the words I chose, short, to the point words. In my syntax, I have lots of exclamation points. I've got very short sentences. I don't have a lot of words going on per sentence and that sort of thing. And I've got my rhetorical question in there. So that's what you do to analyze how did you write for diction and syntax. So now I want you to read your Mad Talk at your table to each other. And as you read it, I want you to go through and analyze what did each of you do to help get across that mad feeling by diction.
What are you doing, Jaden? Why didn't you read that guy?
You guys are going to get to do yours later, so.
I don't know.
Let's read them all.
Why weren't you?
4 minutes. There you go. Figure it out.
Yeah, we won that boy. We won it.
Josh, why don't you go? Really, are you here? It's a yield.
Didn't I just tell you?
I didn't say
Once you've read and you do your analysis, you do it in that box that's right next to where you wrote. So you're going to write down what they did. You're welcome.
I can't take
Hey, honey, how you
Alright, so
Take about a minute and a half to finish up your analysis.
Dude, are you serious?
Someone can.
Reflection on syntax diction. Well, I mean, Debbie.
About 30 seconds to finish.
Hey, Janet, how about that chicken express on the way?
Alright, talk once if you can hear me.
I have no rhythm.
Not once if you can hear me. There we go. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do next. You've analyzed your med talk. Now you're going to do soft talk. So think about a time in which you needed to console somebody or comfort them, help talk them off the ledge, alright? So visualize helping somebody through a tough spot and write what you would say to them. Again, you're looking at probably 3 sentences or so, 2 or 3 sentences to help them feel comforted and secure and all that. Whatever you visualize the circumstance. Right? So, thinking in our heads, writing is a quiet, soft talk. So look at what you do with soft talk. Thinking in our heads and writing.
We were comforting someone.
Someone, yeah, just think of who you would comfort in what situation and then write what you would say.
Wow.
Or something. That's what I'm on.
It's okay.
Oh, it's done.
People can't be number one forever.
Only long fighting nothing.
How's it day?
You just started about 40 minutes ago.
There's always next.
Take about a minute to finish. Most people are finished. We're 40 minutes in the morning, 55 in the afternoon. Right here. Look at it.
Wait, so what time do we get out of here?
Do what?
Whoa! Oh, we got
No, we're like 10 minutes early. Lost 5 minutes. First period, 5 minutes.
Oh, that's why I go to at 25 minutes. I was like, what is 8:14? We got way more than that.
Alright, so now read to each other what you wrote.
It's okay to me.
And then analyze your diction and syntax, how it changes, and think about the things that we talked about for the first one. And write that in your little square.
No. No, don't touch me. Oh, you're like, oh, you're touching my arm. Like, as like you're talking about the problem, like, you're touching
About 30 more seconds to finish.
It's okay, Miss Moore. There will always be other book conventions.
Yes, I do.
Alright, 5 more seconds. Alright, from that talk, did most of you see that you had shorter sentences and shorter words? That's something that you saw in your analysis? Alright, we saw that with mine. Did some of you have, what kind of words did you use with Mad Talk?
Little,
No, Mad Talk, I'm going backwards.
Oh.
Were they like soft, happy words?
There was like
More
straight to the
negative.
point. Or,
To the point kind of stuff. Alright, with soft talk, what was different?
You go calm, you'd be like,
It was
you
calming.
was adding all that like sweet stuff to it.
yeah, you'd be like, you know.
You had sweet words or gentle words. Give me an example. Somebody tell me one of the gentle or sweet words they use.
Listen, baby girl.
Listen, baby girl. That's
Hey,
good. Alright. Lacey said punctuation was different. Did we have any exclamation points? No exclamation points. Anything about sentence length?
Oh, it was
This is
all,
Miss Watchman.
you know, you
They were longer because they kind of went on. They should have.
Let me check. 1 second. Elijah Purnell. Does he need to leave? Do you need him? Yes.
Leaving.
Just to Miss Lee's office.
Okay. Yeah, she's in the, if you go to the
Yes,
front
we've got him. We'll
office.
send him down. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Alright,
They
now
mix
you're
that
going
one
to, now you guys are going to look at fast talk. And fast talk is you trying to get somebody to do what you want them to. So persuading. So think about persuading your parents or a teacher to do something that you want them to do. Visualize and then write 2 or 3 sentences to get them to do that.
All right, Miss Holt, listen, I failed by 1 point. Is there any chance you could stretch my grade a little to a 7?
Oh, this fast talk?
Fast talk. Fast talk is trying to persuade about something.
Alright, so you see how like, today I was doing really good and like
Fast talk.
I'm doing really good and you just let me do that.
I figured I'd answer it. And I was hoping that by me answering it, it would not distract from what we were talking about.
Fast talk. Trying to persuade somebody.
I'm feeling slow talk, bitch.
Persuasive, you're persuading somebody to do something for you. That's what it said.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh no, I do that in the hallway. All you have to do is put your earphones and keep walking. Well, you gotta have one in already. You let me go to the game and the whole
Listen,
thing.
Bobby. I know I've been caught up since last week. Reason David.
As your cycle finishes, go ahead and read your fast talk to each other and then look at what you did different with syntax and diction. So you guys are done. So you guys- So I'm just sitting there like, have you guys
That's a lie, I've seen you in freaking soccer. That, you gotta see all those ones I've seen. I shoot.
He said, pass me.
Stay fucking God.
My friend tried to ride a butterfly. Hey, when he was on that bus with that chicken, so she started bartering, bro. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna take it for a buck of water." And 3 pieces of chicken, so that's better before I open my box.
Alright. Let's put our focus down. If you've done the analysis of it, what is different with fast talk than soft talk?
No.
It's polite, promises, so that would be diction. What? Question, there's question marks or punctuation, we've got question marks more than we've got periods or exclamation. Multiple different kinds of punctuation, so you've got more variety. How about your word choice? Do you have any long words in there, or are they all short? Let's do this. Good. Is it quick? Is it a quick pace, or the sentence is short or long?
Long.
Mostly short, some might have some longer ones. Alright, this is what you're going to do next. You're going to read the 3 that you've got, decide which one you want to present to the class by acting it out. And I'll give you 1 minute to make any revisions or additions to it, and then we're going to start going around, and everybody's going to read one of their talks. One talk. So I'll give you a minute to decide and make a revision if you need to.
From this is the best class I'm gonna do. There it is.
You said when irony was.
30 seconds to make a revision, addition, decide which one you want to do.
He's gonna do that soft, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna touch me. No, what you're gonna do is sit down real
At the game, yeah, but like, you know, but not perform.
Alright, cloud one. Alright, so now we're going to do a presentation. I'm going to start with the volunteer, and Christopher is always our great volunteer.
Yeah, boy.
Everybody else needs to be listening, not on electronics or anything else. And as you listen to what they're doing, in your head, I want you thinking about word choice and syntax. Okay? Stand up, and then read yours.
Alright, so I just happened to use Debbie in one of these because I didn't know how else to express soft talk. So here's what I said. It's okay, Debbie. People can't be number one forever. You will be okay. There's always next year. Wipe those tears. Come on. You'll be okay.
Very good. Alright, Debbie, it's your turn. You can get back at it.
Yeah, she better use me.
Chris, why are you stupid? Come on, you want to see English?
I'm gonna use that one.
You soft talk your bad.
Mom, can I please go to the game? I'll do all my chores and clean my room, please. I have no
Okay, very good.
See, you have to guess me?
Very nice.
Oh.
I just realized how tall you was. Okay, man.
Don't touch people.
Pretending.
We'll get through this together. I know it's hard, but you're tough.
Alright, very good. Christian.
Got you. I got you, boy.
Why'd you close it?
It was black.
You're on the right page.
Calm down. Josh, you better calm down. I ain't about that life.
What life?
Exclamation, I like it. Okay. Alright, Marcus, you're next. Poor Josh, he's trying to be nice and he's coming at him. Alright.
You should give me some of those chips, or maybe those tater tots.
You should.
That sounds like me every day.
Alright. Pay attention when they're begging, because the demanding is, sometimes it's begging and sometimes it's more demanding on the persuasive type, and pay attention to that, because that is you should, like you are morally obligated to do those. Alright, so think about that. Also listen for repetition, because we've noticed some repetition in the begging and in the comforting, but not so much in the being angry. Or, well,
Everybody has a Twitter. Nobody uses Facebook anymore. Can I please have one? I'll do all my tweets for a year.
please, for a
Okay,
year,
well,
very good. Haley.
That's
Exaggeration or hyperbole is also a part of diction.
I call it hyper.
Alright. Haley.
Oh my gosh, Kate, you have to read this book. It's the best book of the world. You won't be sorry.
Very good. Convincing. Jeremy.
Are you kidding me? You asked the most stupid question. It's common sense.
Very good. Quick, to the point.
I feel like she said it before somewhere.
Alright, Tyler.
You should probably give me that. You won't like it.
You should, again, diction.
Sounds like
Alright,
a locker
Lacey.
Mom, I need help. I can't do this by myself. I have so much to do and I have no time to do it.
Alright, and you saw really fast too, and quick. Alright, very good.
No time to think.
Madison.
But it'll get worse before it gets better.
That's the comforting.
I mean,
Alright,
I
that
guess.
means use of
I can't get worse.
Get worse before it gets.
Thanks, Mom.
Maybe they're going in a bad.
I
Maybe they're already
think
in
that
the
was
worst place.
trying to be a colloquialism, like a kind of a saying, but it was kind of.
like
That's
more
what's
dark.
itemized.
It came out dark.
Set it down on the ground, so it doesn't put on top there.
Well, man.
Alright, Devin.
You skip Jackie.
Well, Jackie's in it.
Skip Jackie. Throwing it out there.
You skipped Jackie.
Sacrificial.
Alright, go ahead.
Hey, slow down, breathe, got it. You can do it. Just stop and start it.
Very good. Hang in there, slow down. Colloquialisms. We tend to use those when we're comforting people. Why? Like a colloquialism is a saying. Why would we use those in comforting people?
Because they might have heard it before.
They might have heard it before and it's familiar, and things that are familiar are comforting. And so that's why people use colloquialisms a lot. Jackie.
What are you doing on my phone? Did someone give me permission to use it? Leave my phone alone.
She said that
Rhetorical
last year.
question in there. Very good.
Jackie, Mexico
Alright,
is
Yannette,
supposed to
your
sound
turn.
mean. No leniency.
Okay, please let me go to my friends. I promise I'm not gonna do anything bad. Please, I'll do anything.
Begging. Repetition. Very good. Alright.
It's okay. You always have another chance.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Soft, gentle language.
You're so much better than that. You have a lot going for you. Keep your head up.
Very good. Encouraging language.
Mom, please let me go. I did all my homework and my chores.
Please let me go. Begging.
Okay, Mom, just gonna go real quick. I'll get those chores done, alright? I promise.
Alright. That almost verged on angry.
He's like, all right.
Okay. Alright. Alright, go ahead.
Didn't I just say you leave me alone? Get on my room. Dang, get on my nerves.
What are you just talking to his mom out there?
Boy, what you say, You only got one switch on.
Well, you know when your mom take off that sandal, it's over.
Dress code is done.
That thing's like a Roomba, it'll find you, bro.
Let's see. Dress code is done. We're the only school that does it. Taking us out of class because of our clothes, that's dumb.
Alright, diction there's done. Now, if you wanted to elevate that to an argument that might be beneficial, you're gonna take dumb out and come up with a much better word, aren't you? Alright.
Dumb boy.
Andrew.
Primary culture.
This benefits everyone, especially you, so what do you have against this?
Very good. He's trying to show that it's the That's persuasive. Alright, good. Yes. Alright.
Dang,
I was
man.
directed towards
Oh,
me.
dang. You got us.
Miss Hall, could you curb my grades of passing. Besides, I'm your favorite student. I was really agreeing when I
It's
joined.
me.
You know what's
I'll give you candy.
So you bribed me and appealed to my emotions.
I'll give you candy. I'll give you candy.
Come to my baby.
Yeah, you get free ride home.
And-
I'm dressed.
I see you. You're even dressed nice.
What are you doing? No, get off my computer.
Yelling, that sounds like your little brother.
Stay with me.
Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, like that soft word, isn't it? Unless you say it with an exclamation point, and then it becomes okay.
Okay then.
Yeah, so punctuation changes the feeling of the word. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Please buy me food. I have money and I can't.
Please, please.
Oh no, I don't ever want to stop paying back.
I always want it.
I always.
I'd be like, I'll try to see if I can pay you back.
Yeah, problem. You're more than likely to find a solution to work around it. Like, if you go to sleep while you're at home in the evening, you're less likely to sleep in class. Dang.
There you go.
I never thought about that.
That was a lecture. I'm thinking that was like a calm lecture. Sebastian.
I got really bad.
That's okay. But don't, as long as you don't think that like a short.
You're useless. You never show up. You're always lazy about everything. You need to get your stuff in order. You're just a waste of my time.
Ooh, wow.
Waste of
All right, think about